Box recently announced that they've hit 3 billion with a B films watched this year, and since I'm an active part of that community and I'm personally on track to hit my goal of 366 films this year, I figured I'd share with you a few of my favorite first time watches this year. These are just a handful of them, some of them recent, some of them old, but all these films I watched this year. So I'm going to start off with the two films that I loved so damn much that I had to get them physically. So film number one is going to be Destrogan Destrosi, aka The Evil Stepsister, probably one of the most talked about horror movies this year. Very hard to do adult fairy tales right. I love the visual language of this film. I love that it's not super CGI heavy, and honestly, like, it is such an iconic film, and it is probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, adult fairy tale film. Probably next to Czechoslovakian Beauty and the Beast. Fire. Number two, Day of the Locust. I would recommend getting this or seeing this in 4K because the visuals in this film are gorgeous. That being said, I picked this up on VHS. Got a little bit lucky, got a deal on this. This is a little bit of a rare VHS, but honestly, this rewired my brain chemistry a little bit. Then, of course, we have stuff that came out in theaters. A super underrated film of the past year and a half, I would say, is Nickel Boys. Everybody's talking about Sinners, but I honestly think Nickel Boys is just as good, if not better. Doing a lot of ambitious things, being a POV horror film, as well as coming from a real historical context, though I understand that might make people a little bit hesitant, but it is still a fun ride nonetheless. A Woman Under the Influence. Honestly, this film is beautiful and heartbreaking and does such a good job of showing the burden that women carried in domestic labor, in household life, and the trials and tribulations that they had. It is a film about alcoholism, but it's honestly just such a beautiful, gut wrenching, and heartbreaking film. It is probably my favorite Johnny Cassavetes film, and there's truly nothing like this film out there. I love the cinematography. What had happened was, this film is indescribably terrifying. Absolute banger of a film. I love the tone, the atmosphere from the jump. You lock into that phone's ringing. She's walking around, dude. It's such a peak horror movie. Definitely watch it. Go in blind. Anthem. I think this film is super underrated. Very peaky alternative country queer coming of age film. Decalogue. Honestly, Koslowski is one of my favorite directors of all time, and this is going to be a mini series that I'm going to think about for the rest of my life. This is one of the most beautiful works I've ever seen. Fantastic. Keep it if you haven't. Phoenician Scheme. Honestly, a lot of people didn't like this film, but if you ask me, this is a top 3 Wes Anderson. I think this is probably, I think his last two were okay, but Isle of Dogs I thought was really solid. That being said, to me, this feels like a return to form. Phantom of Liberty. What can I say? It's Louise Burnell, bro. Probably one of my favorite Burnells. Very smart film with great, astute criticisms. Very irreverent. Sugar and Spice, Fish Out of Water heist movie. Honestly, you ain't never seen nobody using a legal dismount in a heist movie.